refuse to play politics with our security. And here is my pledge to you. As president, I will bring back the bipartisan border security bill that he killed, and I will sign it into law.
You lying ass.
How are you guys doing? Welcome to the channel Modern Renaissance Man. I am Ty Smith. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to view my content. I really do. Make sure you follow me on all the platforms you see above and below. Up there in the top corner right there, Rumble, where I'm at. I know it's spelled weird. It is supposed to be spelled like that, okay? Just want to let you guys know that. For those of you that keep emailing me, and I thank y'all for that, don't get me wrong. When you want me to look at a specific clip, be it music or anything like that, be it a clip from news, something that you want me to definitely do that, and you want to be shouted out for giving me that piece of information, how you do that is going to patreon.com/Modern Renaissance Man. Right up there, okay? It's right up there. That's how you get there, okay? Make sure you read the tiers in their entirety so you can see what they all entail, all right? Last but not least, double check to make sure that you still are subscribed to the channel. If you think you're subscribed to my channel, you need to look, because there's a good chance you might have to press the subscribe button right now because you may not even realize that you've been unsubscribed. All right. Okay. Let's get ready to get into this, folks. So, oh my God, it's rumored that Kamala Harris just might visit the border for the first time ever. Because, you know, I haven't visited Europe either. I mean, what we talking about? All fun and games and jokes. Yeah. It's reported that when she's going over there to Arizona, there's a good chance she might go down there and check out the border, which you would think that she would have done that since all this time for the last years. She's been called the border czar to now she doesn't want to adopt that because how horrific and horrible the border is. I tell people all the time and they don't like this. America is, you know what, before I say that, check this out.
The Democrat running for the White House, who President Biden put in charge of the border, has a huge polling and credibility problem on solving the border crisis. Vice President Kamala Harris, of course, and now her campaign is floating the idea of going to the border during a campaign stop in Arizona this week. She's been the Biden administration's person in charge. Yet her only visit there was in 2021. She went to El Paso, Texas. At the time, that was certainly not the epicenter. Had she gone to the Rio Grande sector, she would have seen a lot. She ought to try out Nogales, actually, if she's going to Arizona. Fentanyl continues to flow across the border, no matter what our Border Patrol is doing, and they are doing a mighty job. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris has been staying silent about her past promises to use White House power to unilaterally give 2 million Dreamers, undocumented, here illegally, the children of people who came here illegally. She wants to give all of them a path to citizenship. The campaign told Axios, quote, "The vice president has fought for Dreamers throughout her career and is proud of the actions taken under her and President Biden to expand protections for them, including the executive action President Biden took this year, which she supported," end quote. Axios calls this another of her many policy reversals, flip-flop on the border. Here are some of her past positions. Watch closely. They're different.
I think there's no question that we've got to critically re-examine ICE and its role and the way that it is being administered and the work it is doing.
Let me just be very clear. We have to have a secure border, but I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented and cross the border as criminals. Let me be very clear. I'm not going to vote for a wall under any circumstances, and I do support border security, and if we want to talk about that, let's do that. He has decided to vilify immigrants and put his whole political strength around a vanity project called a wall.
Okay, did you catch it? Anybody coming across the border cannot be called illegal. Well, I hope she's not including gotaways and all those people who are trying to avoid the detection systems that they have down there and all of our people trying to catch them. Is everybody legal immediately? Let's hear what she's saying now.
We know our immigration system is broken, and we know what it takes to fix it. Comprehensive reform that includes security and an earned pathway to citizenship. I refuse to play politics with our security, and here is my pledge to you. As president, I will bring back the bipartisan border security bill that he killed, and I will sign it into law. I believe there should be consequence. We have laws that have to be followed and enforced that address and deal with people who cross our border illegally.
Now, I mentioned the polling and the lack of credibility on this issue. Tammy Bruce is now with me, Fox News contributor. I am going to, Tammy, ask our team to put up those numbers on where the polling is right now in America, because I think it's worth showing that part of the response, should she go to the border later this week in Arizona, part of that response has to be coming, and there it is. The only thing that beats it is something that's hurting everybody too, high prices under this administration. A third of voters surveyed said that immigration is important to them in second place.
Yeah, and this is daily lives. We understand politics. We're a great country. We go through this every 2 years. We get it. And there's a point where we realize that we're at stake, right? And life, there's nothing guaranteed in life, but this is dangerous. And let me just say, yesterday, a New York Times Siena poll, and the reason she's going to Arizona isn't because she cares about the border. She likes what's been happening, is that this is the first poll they've done since the debate, is Trump is up beyond the margin of error in Arizona by 5. And this is why she's going. She's seeing, and it's likely voters. Most polls have been doing registered voters. It's likely voters. He's not only up in Arizona, but also in North Carolina and Georgia. He is leading her. So these are important indicators. After that debate, which she won, apparently not so much, the results matter. And Americans are really, we understand that people make mistakes and change their mind, but we want specifics about what it is you're going to do about the fact that our house is on fire. If the fire department is like having chats and talking gobbledygook and word salads, you say, put the fire out. And when you don't hear that, you begin to make another plan.
Well, look, we have a lot of fires. I don't know if you caught Senator Dan Sullivan, where we started today with the breaking news. No one's eyes on that foreign policy right now from her team. And how do we know? They don't put out anything. We haven't heard anything on this except for she might go to the border. Well, she's been to Arizona before. I wonder, okay. So newly resurfaced video now shows then Senator Kamala Harris protesting deportation.
Up with education, down, down with deportation. Up with education, down, down with deportation. Up with education, down, down with deportation.
I like a good beat. We've seen record illegal crossings under the Biden-Harris administration. Millions of illegals now living in the United States. We don't know who any of them are in some cases or where they are. That does not include, by the way, that estimated 10 million who've come in under this administration, all the gotaways, the people who are here now aided by these planes that the administration has been flying in and making them legal as they fly into the country. That number was about 2 million last week as they were starting to release that. Look, it's all going to come out. The vice president also has been mocking former President Trump's plan for mass deportations. This was last week.
They have pledged to carry out the largest deportation, a mass deportation in American history. Imagine what that would look like and what that would be. How's that going to happen? Massive raids? Massive detention camps? What are they talking about?
Cue former President Obama. He can tell you how that works, Kamala Harris, because his nickname among Democrats was Deporter-in-Chief. A recent poll shows the majority of Americans support this 54% deportation of people who are here illegally. Tammy.
Well, this is a direct strike on citizenship. Is that we have the value of being an American citizen that comes with responsibilities. It also comes, we pay taxes, but the most key element also is voting, that we're the sovereign. The founders knew this was going to be important, but in order to be a sovereign of a country, you've got to have a country. Without a border, without an idea of what makes a person an American, with whether or not you can vote or not, all of this suddenly becomes blurred, and Americans realize, well, then wait a minute, people are struggling to come here because this is the greatest country country on earth. And in the process, the left is saying, what country? There's no country here. It's the global framework. Who needs borders? It's John Lennon's song, right? It's like, what would happen if there's no borders? You don't have a country. You have chaos. The amount of money that it takes to support these individuals, they're getting, health insurance and welfare and the debit cards. It is unsustainable. So the people that we say we're helping are going to end up, and already here with the gangs that are here as well, in the same environment they were fleeing from their third world country. They wanted security, safety, optimism, and instead they're getting chaos and a system that's broken and is going to collapse if it continues.
That's an excellent point. And it's so dangerous to hear one side accuse the other of being a threat to democracy, especially after two assassination attempts on the Republican candidate for the White House. And as that's happening, we're actually experiencing something that is jeopardizing the Republic. Literally.
And it's like democracy that then becomes whatever you want it to be. You can describe it for whatever it is, but the fact is that it's the nation itself now that's at stake for everyone.
I believe in the people.
Oh, so do I. This is why I remain optimistic.
Likewise.
I know you do too.
Yeah. Tammy, thank you.
Look, how you create a problem and now you're going to fix it. Anyway, you like Ty, you cut us off. You said that America is, I'll tell you what I was going to say. I was going to say right now, America is the biggest whore. America is the biggest whore. Legs wide open, letting anybody and anything come into her, no matter what. And whenever it is that's coming into her, it turned into an STD, it turned into cancer, and it spread and metastasized all over the United States. What am I talking about? Some of y'all like, I don't get what he's talking about sexual education for. Come on, follow me. If America is the biggest whore and anything can come into that whore, not checked, unprotected, anything that comes into that whore, no, that's no pun intended. Sexually transmitted disease, sicknesses, cancer, anything, septic, boils, whatever you want to call it. That's what happened to America. In other words, America is infested with a whole lot of illegal stuff. We got fentanyl that's coming in through China, sex trafficking, human trafficking. You have gangs, terrorists coming in through the border, and they have come into America and they have spread abroad. And all we can do is sit back and, no, the border was very secured under Trump. And did you see how they try to flip things in here? The mass deportation. Do you know what that would look like? I don't know. Why don't you go ask your other black counterpart? Barack Obama had one of the greatest deportation America's ever seen. I built the cages. Yes, I did. Yeah, sure did. Obama had the biggest deportation out of all presidents. Obama is the one that built those cages. But they're not going to tell you all that. They want to tell y'all what they want y'all to hear right now for you guys to believe it. That's what they do because they think you're stupid, which a lot of people, I'm just saying, you're looking the part where they can tell you anything and you believe it. Trump said he's going to be a dictator. Go listen to what he said. He said, I'm going to be a dictator for one day, just one day. And then we're going to drill, baby, drill. You know how he does it. He said he's going to be a dictator to get ready to get these folks that are not supposed to be here out of our country. What's wrong with that? He's going to be a deportation dictator for one day. That's it. Hey, Trump said he's going to be a dictator. It's going to be a bloodbath. And he's going to question the person that you're going to be voting for, Kamala Harris, from some of y'all. What has she done? She can stop things right now. Why is she doing? I can't. This is so crazy. I keep on telling y'all. I know y'all hate that I give that particular analogy. How are you going to be a husband or a wife? No, let me not say husband. How are you going to be a boyfriend or a girlfriend that you mentally, physically abuse the other one? But then you promise them that should we get married, things are going to change. You caused the problems. You can fix it right now. Why we got to wait till we get married for you to be a good husband? Why we got to wait till we get married for you to be a good wife? Shouldn't we be doing that right now? Isn't that what vetting is called? Weren't you guys technically kind of vetted with President Trump? And weren't you guys vetted with President Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? Tell me, which relationship would you like to be in? I don't care about being beaten, bruised, and battered. I don't care because they promised me they're going to do better this time. Yeah, okay. Let's see how that goes for you. I don't want to see how it goes. I don't want to see how it's going to go, because that means I got to sit there and be in the midst of y'all bull crap. It's like being the brother or the sister in the midst of a couple fighting. You good, you cool with both of them, but they fighting each other, going at each other, and you just in the middle of it. For some of us that don't want that to happen, that's what I hope it doesn't happen. Kamala Harris win, we're going to be in the middle of her completely damning, demoralizing, demeaning you like they've already been doing. And we got to be in the middle of it. But you know what? Should it happen, I'm going to be here going, aha. I'm going to be here I told y'all know how I am. When there's an open wound, you know I'm going to pour that Himalayan salt in there, big old crystals of Himalayan salt, and scrub it and rub it in. When it starts to dissolve, I'm going to pour some more in there because I want it to burn. I want you to hurt for the ridiculous decision that you made and making sure that this country stays in the predicament that it's in right now. Y'all was all scared about what Trump was going to do once he become president. And did any of that happen? No. And y'all were all, Joe Biden's going to bring in a new thing. He's going to build back better. No, he broke down better. He didn't only break down his own self mentally on the physical level. He broke the country down under these policies. And that's the reason why we're suffering from those policies right now. And you're afraid of what Trump is going to come into the office and do. Again, here we go with that nonsense. Anyway, do you guys think Kamala Harris is going to visit the border? What for? Why now? Right? Do you think it's going to make a difference? Her going to the border is going to do what?
Oh, so I see what's going on. And what's going on, okay? What's going on, okay? What's going on is that the border is a border. And in the border is things going on. And we as people in America have to hope, okay, that within the border, that those things that we all aspire to will come to us because we are deserving of it. And we can be there at the border. We can be here at the border. But if you put there and here together, they're the same word except one is missing the letter T, okay?
Bunch of bullcrap, yo. I'm just telling you, that's what she does. And it's absolutely just cringe. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all hit that like button before y'all get out of here, all right? Do this right here. And also, if you want to see the next video that I'm going to be doing, that video is right there. It's the very next video that's coming right after this one right here. But if you want to see something that I've done in the past, you want an idea what this channel is completely about, it might be something completely down here that you didn't even know that I even did, all right? I am Ty Smith, Model Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.